Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And
my name is Clay Edwards. I am wearing a black t-shirt, and my pronoun is America. Welcome into the Clay Edwards Show. This is the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts now. This is, of course, I said it already, the Clay Edwards Show. Good morning, Central Mississippi and all surrounding areas. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Traffic was brisk this morning, moving fast. Didn't have any hang-ups between Cross Gates and Flora this morning. Hope everybody is doing well. The phone lines are open if you want to call in. The Mac Hike of Flowood phone line is 601-879-0002. If you want to shoot me a text on the Guns and Gear text line, the phone number is 769-241-1944. 769-241-1944 is the Guns and Gear text line. How about that opening line from Kamala? She is a woman. She is wearing a blue suit. She's also wearing a face mask in this video. Oh, Democrats, what have you done to us? What have you done to us? And I just saw where apparently they are federalizing those Zuckerberg drop boxes. Joe Biden is. So, I mean, they are set up to steal another election. It's a shame. It is. I mean, but whatever. I think we're turning enough people on our side that they can steal it all they want. They're not going to win. I had a buddy of mine, black dude I've known for a long time, reach out to me on Instagram the other day. We'll just say, I don't know any way to properly say this, but it's a dude that you just wouldn't ever suspect would come over to the dark MAGA side. And he said, Clay, I just want you to know that following your page and watching what you do and listening to the things you say, I like your policies. He used the word policies several times, but what he was saying was, he ended the conversation with, I'm a Trump supporter now. I almost fell out of my chair. He's like, I'm a Trump supporter now. I've seen the light. I was like, I see the light every time I go to the gas pump. I went. I don't want to say I filled up with gas. I went and got $50 worth of gas last night and got a half a tank of gas at Walmart of all places. I mean, I thought it was going to be kind of cheap, but no, $50 got me a half a tank. I bought $20 worth of Mega Millions tickets. I did not win, unfortunately. I heard on the guy that $20 would have been much nicer in gas. I could have gone an extra 2 or 3 miles down the road. I just heard on the news leading into here that it was up to $1 billion. Dr. Evil Pinky on my mouth there. What would you do with $1 billion? Man, I would be out of here so fast. Y'all can have it. You can have it. I'm going to go and build a bunker in Utah or Wyoming or something. You know what? Actually, I'm lying. I'm going to make y'all hate me even more. I'm going to go buy up a couple blocks of Jackson, put a big wall around it. Maybe South Jackson. I'm gonna gentrify South Jackson. Build a big wall around it. Put guards up at it. Build a moat and a drawbridge. Get some lasers that destroy people that try to infiltrate my wall. Build a water well, of course, because I don't want none of this Jackson water. And build me a big castle. I don't want to say get a couple slaves. That's not what it would be. But get a couple minions. Get some minions of the New World Order to plow my gardens and stuff. I think that would work. I think that's what I'll do with $1 billion. I would be the most diabolical, evil lottery winner ever. We're taking back South Jackson. if I win the lottery. Somebody texts in on the Guns and Gear text line, says, is Kim Wade running for mayor? I don't know. I mean, if he does, I'll move back to Jackson after I win my billions and fund the campaign. Kim for mayor. I can't even repeat none of the things Kim says when he talks about running for mayor, the things he would do to y'all. But I support it. 100% support it. I got one Democrat that I'd like dealt with immediately. So speaking of Democrats and dumb things they say around Jackson, the mayors, this lady, if you keep up with Jackson politics, like the real minutia of it all, Dr. Amari is another one of those BS PhDs, kind of like Dr. Jill Biden. She's picking a fight with Mayor of Pearl, Mississippi's mayor, Jake Windham, over this police pursuit the other day that unfortunately ended in the death of a mail carrier. I'm going to play this little clip for her. I got this off Jackson Jambalaya.
I don't have anything further to add.
Dr. Amari, if you could talk to us about the city of Pearl's mayor has said that the city of Jackson is a safe haven for criminals following the recent. Let
me tell you what that reporter said. She's asking her a question about Jake Windham calling Jackson a safe haven for criminals, in case you couldn't hear that.
Accident that led to the death of a postal worker here in Jackson. What is your reaction to that comment?
My reaction to that comment is just this more political grandstanding. The fact of the matter is there are ways to apprehend folk without endangering the community and innocent bystanders in today's era of technology. So that's all I have to say about that.
Within about a 30-second clip, she said that's all I have to say about that, about two different subjects. So that's how she ends topics when she don't want to talk about it no more. I have nothing else to say about that. Well, let me ask you this. The last part there, she goes, in this era of technology, well, why don't Jackson use any of that to make it safer? I know. Look, man, I got a buddy of mine. She's probably listening right now, and he works for JPD, and he works in the high-tech crime unit, and I know they're probably doing some stuff. But why don't we talk about that stuff? Why isn't Jackson using that stuff? Because it feels like, and again, I feel like I have to put this disclaimer out there because I'm very pro-police, but it sounds like I'm anti-JPD, and I'm not. I'm anti the people who are pulling the strings at JPD and causing this disaster. I got an email from a local law enforcement fella last night, and I'm going to read it to y'all here after this first break. And he broke it down really good. Y'all are going to enjoy this email. I really do think so. It's a little long-winded for reading it on the radio, but I think it's important for context to read the whole thing. So I'm going to do that. But in that email, he mentioned that a lot of people think JPD, the cops, don't want to fight crime, and that it couldn't be further from the truth. So again, my knocks aren't at the boots on ground guys. There are a couple bad ones, and the ones that got caught smoking dope over there in Flowood is also the same ones that harassed and threatened to take to jail the lady that runs the rehab facility in downtown Jackson, the Wingard home. So that's a bad cop. I'm just going to say it. We don't need that kind of stuff. That's somebody collecting a paycheck. But anyway, why don't they use this technology to make Jackson safer? Why is this technology not working in Jackson? I just don't know. Speaking of criminal safe havens, again, now this didn't make the news. Now it made Save Jackson. If y'all follow my social media accounts, I posted it there. I got one of the best sources there is, man. My guy is always Johnny on the spot with a camera and sending me good stuff, and I post it. Apparently coming out of Flowood the other night, this would have been night before last, Sunday night, there was a pursuit that ended in a wreck right there on Lakeland Drive in Jackson as soon as you cross over. If you're coming if you're going west down Lakeland, you would cross over the Pearl River, cross over Ridgewood Road, and there's that McDonald's there on the left. There was a pursuit involving a vehicle that wrecked, hit a light pole. And Flowood was on the scene. JPD was on the scene. Jackson Fire Department was on the scene. They had the guy in handcuffs down on the ground. But it was to the point. Oh, my goodness. Another criminal running to Jackson. It's like, if I could just get across the county line. If I could just get across the river, I'm safe. No, you're not. No, you're not. They're coming after you, Hoss. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? They're coming for you. And they should. And then, every now and then you're going to have a end result because a bad guy decided to do something stupid. And you end up with somebody losing their life or being permanently hurt or something like that. And look, man, unfortunately, none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. Live for today. Live for today. But with that said, another buddy of mine was on the scene. He was one of the first responders. And allegedly, we'll just say that, the guy that had the wreck in the pursuit from Flowood, they had a crack pipe. They found a crack pipe on the front seat of his car. So maybe it was meth, but we'll say crack. It was a pipe for smoking illicit drugs, and not marijuana. One of those little clear chalets, I think is what they call them. All right, look, man, let's take our first break of the morning. When we come back, I'm going to read this email that I got yesterday from a local law enforcement officer. You're listening to The Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back on 103.9 WYAB. This segment is going to be brought to you by Guns and Gear. Don't forget you can text the show here on the Guns and Gear text line at 769-241-1944. If you're in the market for a firearm, you need ammo, you need gunsmithing done, any of that stuff, Cerakoting, check out gunsandgearms.com or go see them in person right out there in Gluckstadt on Highway 51 North. They're located right next door to the Little Willie's Barbecue. Or should I say Little Willie's are located right next door to Guns and Gear. I believe Guns and Gear has been there a little longer. Anyhow, I digress. Check out Guns and Gear MS, home of no limit ammo, and just great Patriot-owned business. Hunter and his team will get you taken care of. I tell you, when I say Patriot-owned, I'm tired of that having some sort of negative connotation to it. It is nothing wrong with being a God-fearing patriot. We should all, regardless of your political leanings, we should all be patriots. We can fight about the other stuff. Everybody should be a patriot. I don't know why Democrats hate America so much. But anyway, check out gunsandgearms.com. And on the phone line here, the Matt Kike of Flowood phone line, I believe we have Thomas. Good morning, Thomas.
Yeah, Clay, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Okay, you guys, you and Kim, especially you like to report a lot of stuff, report what's going on in WLBT, report what's going on social media. But especially local stuff going on social media. Why didn't you have or Northern News say anything about the guy down in Ripley, Mississippi, named Mark Hall, that tried to run over all those black boys that were riding bikes? And he called them the N-word, the big N-word.
Ooh, the big one.
Yeah, the big N-word.
I don't know. Why, who's reporting on it?
I
haven't seen any.
You know everything that goes on social media. I know you know about the incident, Mark Hall.
I have not heard anything about it.
Clay, don't lie. You have heard about it. Just report it. So he's a redneck and Christian and patriot, whatever you and Kim call it. And he down there trying to run over 9 black boys. They gave him 9 counts of simple assault.
Well, I'm sure
he called them the big N-word. Matter of fact, it's on the news now.
I'm sure the Jackson Free Press will be all over that.
It's on WLBT now. Man arrested after nearly hitting teens with his car, Ripley, Mississippi. He a known white supremacist. So you guys like to say there's no such thing as racism in Mississippi going on. Nobody's racist here anymore.
What is a white supremacist, actually?
Mark Hall. You can Google him and look him up. He's actually on Google. The story is getting a lot of traction now.
It's on Google.
Matter of fact, black guy on here now, child testifying now, right now, talking about it. What happened?
I'm gonna testify.
And that's a shame, man. And you gotta report everything else, but you never report your garbage.
I don't even know about this. And where is Ripley, Mississippi at?
I mean, he white just like you.
Just like me.
You ain't you white?
Maybe. I might be.
I'm just saying.
I identify.
Trying to run over some black kids and call them the big N word. That's what y'all like to call it. The big N word.
The big one.
Yeah, the big one. You know? That's a shame that he did that, and that's a shame that you guys don't even talk about nothing like that.
Necrophiliac?
I can't hear you.
Nothing. All right, well, I'll look into it.
Hall, he tried to run over 9 black boys riding bikes.
They probably should have been.
Mississippi.
Why were they riding their bikes on the road?
Because that's what you're supposed to do, Clay. People do that all the time.
Bicycles or dirt bikes?
You can't run over nobody and call them the big N. Attempt to run them over and call them the big N word. You need to be in prison.
What if you don't call them the N word? Can you run them over?
Clay, it's a lot of what ifs in this world. But guess what? He got 9 counts of simple assault.
Did he get charged with a count of racism?
He got charged with 9 counts of simple assault. He tried to run over 9 black kids. It's just like that white dude in Arkansas threatened to shoot up Natchez High School. They got him too.
Is it illegal?
He looked like a transgender though.
Is it illegal to use the big N word?
Is it illegal?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying. I mean,
it's against the law.
It always gets brought up like it's illegal.
It's against moral conduct, though.
I don't disagree with that, but do you think that Democrats should make it illegal to say it? Should it be a death by gunfire?
First of all, this is not a political. I don't care nothing about politics no more. I used to care about politics, but I don't care. The older I get, I don't care nothing about Republicans.
I heard you tell Kim Wade he was right yesterday.
He was right about a few things that he was talking about, but for him running for mayor, no. But he was right about the ills in the black leadership, you know, and black people doing certain things like picking up trash and stuff. That need to be more important. That's what I was saying, agreeing with him on that stuff, you know.
Okay, well, I'm gonna clip that out. We're gonna title yesterday's podcast. Thomas says Kim was right.
Yeah, he's right about that. Like, we do need to do a better job in the city of Jackson, and all over. But my thing is that you guys need to report all the stuff going on, like that guy in Ripley, Mississippi, that tried to run over those black kids on bicycles and call them the big N word. Let's talk about that.
Well, they had probably heard Stokes say something about throwing rocks and bottles at people. They were probably throwing rocks and bottles at him or something.
Well, that's in Ripley. His name Mark Hall. He a known white supremacist.
Well, why would I talk about something going on in Ripley? My stuff's called Save Jackson.
Because you talk about other stuff in Mississippi that go on in Mississippi.
Rarely. Maybe Rankin County, but not Ripley. I'll look into it.
Where's Ripley located? Is it near here or what?
I asked you that earlier. You didn't answer. I have no clue where Ripley is.
Yeah, but I think it may be near this area, but I'm just saying. It needs to be reported.
We'll Google it and see.
Talked about.
I'll
just
Google
like y'all talked about that girl down there in South Panola, that area, when she got burnt up by that Tillis guy. They tried that boy twice for her murder. Forgot her name.
I know who you're talking about. I forget her name too, but
yeah, she lived in Batesville. That happened in Batesville. Y'all talked about that for a long time. You went to read about that girl getting set afire.
Well,
nobody know who did it.
Well, that was tragic, and I assure you, if one of those little kids had been set on fire by this guy, we'd be talking about it too. But
right, way up in South Panola. But this guy tried to run over some kids, and he's so dumb he videotaped himself and called them the N word. That is foul, man.
He's probably smoking some of that Hunter Biden, videotaping himself. All right, look, I gotta get to my Patriot on hold. I got Derek on hold. You're eating up Derek's time. Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah,
all right, let's get to Derek on the Mac Hike of Flowwood phone line. Hey, you're on there.
Clay, I'm sorry, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but didn't you just say in your opening monologue in this segment that you were tired of people lumping patriots and conservatives with racists?
Absolutely.
Didn't you just say that?
I did.
And he called in.
Yep.
Oh, okay, I guess I'm a racist too because I'm a proud patriot and conservative.
Me too.
I mean, right? By that logic, right?
Yep. Well, as I told him, I said, I got a real patriot on hold that he was eating up your time. So.
Yeah, that thing in Ripley, I heard about it, but like I said, we're talking about local stuff, but it's a tragedy. But again, and I'm pretty sure that guy's going to be dealt with.
Yeah, somebody says Ripley is north of Tupelo. I mean, look, that's bad, and it should be dealt with. But sorry if I hadn't heard about that one yet.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. I just wanted to, reiterate that you just said that in your opening monologue in this segment, that we can't rip fringe nuts in the patriot conservative movement. You understand? Because everybody has their own agenda, okay? There were a lot of people that followed Dr. King's message to the letter, and some were violent with it. So do you lump them in the same category? No, you don't. Right?
Well, it's just like we get told all the time not to lump all Muslims in with Al-Qaeda.
Exactly. Or then, they lump all police in with bad ones. I've always spoken out against bad cops in the beginning of my career. So I just wanted to bring up the point that you just said that in your opening monologue, but it didn't matter because people only care about their agendas. Have a good day, bro.
You too, brother. Peace. All right, let's take one more call on the Matt Kiger Flowwood phone line before we go to a break. Hey, caller, you're on there.
Hey, it's Ricardo. Just a quick point. Your caller talking about Ripley. He got arrested, so what's his issue?
Well, that's always my thing too, right? If somebody's been arrested and charged, then good job. Job done.
I mean, okay, so guess what? He got charged by simple assault. And by the way, he probably is going to get off of the big N word because they were little N's. Is he upset because they didn't appropriately call them the little N? I don't know what his issue. I mean, I'm trying to figure that one out too. But anyway, he got a charge. Be happy. Justice system worked. I don't know. Maybe we'll have Crump there doing a march for that. I have no idea. But he's charged. He'll pay the consequences. Good job, police.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Great point. I brought that up, when people call me out about not discussing the whole Zach and Nancy New thing. One, it just doesn't necessarily interest me. Our state was stealing money from us to give to welfare people that don't deserve the money. So one, that. Two, somebody stole the money from them and they went to jail for it. They've been charged. They're going to jail for a long time. How high up it goes, I don't know. We'll find out. It's too much of a political hot button not to. Point being, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole about that. When the police, when the justice system does its job and you arrest somebody, I don't care what he called them. I'll be honest, I don't. I do not care what he called them. What's way more concerning is that some guy possibly tried to run over some kids. That's bad. Period. I mean, whether he's a racist or a Satanist, it doesn't matter what's in his heart. Obviously, there's evil in his heart if he's trying to run over kids. So, again, I don't care if somebody's a racist. I don't care. None of that stuff. It doesn't affect me one way or another. Do you have evil in your heart? If you're out trying to run over kids like bowling pins on the road with your car, then you got some issues. Mental health issues. Call 988. You're listening to the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back. I'm going to read that email when we come back on 103.9 WYAB. When necessary. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. This segment is going to be brought to you by Complete Exteriors Roofing and Gutters. If you need a new roof, give them a call, man. Check them out online, CompleteExteriorsMS.com. You're going to need a company that's been in business for more than 2 years, a company that's got a brick and mortar location, and a great company like Complete Exteriors MS that has a 4.9 Google review rating. These are good folks over there, man. Really, really good folks. I've had the opportunity to get to know a couple of them, and they've actually hired a couple of friends of mine. So just good folks over there, CompleteExteriorsMS.com. All right, so before I you never know, man. The show can go a different direction at any given time. First off, on the Guns and Gear text line, I got a text from a buddy of mine that is in law enforcement, and he informs me that it is not illegal to use the N-word yet. Immoral, wrong, and trashy, but not illegal. They have somehow, I can't believe that, because I guarantee that at some point in time, somebody's going to kill somebody, and they're going to say, he called me the N-word. And that they're going to get off of murder because they use the N-word defense. It's probably already happened. But anyway, Thomas told us about a redneck up in, and not the good kind of redneck, the bad kind of redneck, up in Ripley, Mississippi. White man arrested after video shows him trying to run black children over yelling racial slur. Well, I Googled it, and I have found it. Look, I'm just going to be honest. This is probably more of a Tennessee issue than it is a Mississippi issue. When you're that close to Memphis. Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. I'm going to play this this news story here, and let you guys be the judge. I'm going to play the video first. It does have the N-word beeped out. This guy was an idiot. But to be fair and balanced, let's play it.
Affiliation with UNC is reached. The hospital CEO has announced he'll be stepping down effective immediately. And then homosexual employees and medical staff.
So he's driving his truck straight through the middle of the kids running their bikes on the road. And he says, oh, hell, 50 points. And he gets through them, says, stupid, big N-word. And here's the news story about it real quick. It's about 2 minutes long. Y'all check this out.
A North Mississippi man is charged with allegedly trying to run down black children as they were riding their bikes. Mark Hall is facing multiple counts of simple assault and attempt of physical menace to create fear. We know that parents of the children involved say that Hall posted a video of what happened to social media, including him calling the children a racial slur. Fox 13's Mississippi reporter Tom Dees went to Ripley, where he had a chance to talk with some of the boys and their parents about what happened.
Parents and family members showing up en masse out here this morning at the police department to file charges against the driver. It was this video that angered parents in Ripley, Mississippi. Investigators say a white driver who's been identified as Mark Hall allegedly tried to run down African-American boys on bicycles. In the video, the driver can be heard calling the young men the N-word. Hall was booked into the Tippah County Jail Tuesday on 9 counts of simple assault and attempt of physical menace to create fear. 16-year-old Kurt Cohey was one of the bike riders.
I don't think it was right because we wasn't harming or doing nothing to nobody. We just ride around town, get some exercise on our off days of football and sports to stay in shape for school, but I don't think it was right for what he did.
Jakai Holmes was there too.
I mean, we just trying to go around and be kids like we used to be. Ride our bikes around the neighborhood and just have fun and just be together. And it's sad people around try to take that fun away from you.
Willie Hill's son was also part of the group. He was among the group of parents who took the case to the police.
Our children shouldn't have to worry about if they're going to get ran off the road. They should be worrying about passing the test. They should be worried about the next big game. They should be worried about prom. Those are the things that our kids should be worried about.
In Ripley, Mississippi, Tom Dees, Fox 13.
All right, so there's that story. So we're fair and balanced here. That's terrible. Don't do that. Don't try to run over kids, regardless of their race. Like you're a bowling ball and they're bowling pins going down the road. That's a bad look. That's a bad look. He's an idiot. He'll go to jail, and that's where he belongs. Enough said. Good job, police. Now, I am curious, though. Is there because that's clearly a hate crime, right? I mean, if you try to, if he had hit any of those kids videoing himself and saying the N-word, that's a hate crime. I don't think we have any arguments from anybody there. That would be, by definition, what is a federal hate crime. Is there a attempted federal hate crime law? Can you like conspiracy to commit federal hate crime? I'm being serious here. I don't know, because I would think that they're going to find a way to charge this guy with some kind of federal hate crime. All right, I think we got Lacey on the Matt Kike of Flowwood phone line. Hey, Lacey, you there?
Hi, yes. I agree with you on that, Clay. But I just want to know, why don't we as black people respond to Afro-Americans killing each other and running over each other like that? If we did what they're doing with this guy to crimes that are committed from black on black, we'd be doing something. We'd be doing something great. But they won't do that. If black kill a black, it's okay. Just long as it's black. Or if a black call another black the N-word, it's okay. We're just so backwards.
I agree.
So
I would love to see. I would love to see the same energy when it's black on black, and I think that's one of the biggest problems that everybody, that I would say on our side has is that when Black Lives Matter run out there anytime something happens and it's white on black or a white cop on a black man or whatever the case may be, it's this big hoorah. Right. But it's never a big hoorah when 10 people get killed in Jackson over a week and a half, 2 weeks when it's all black on black. It's like, if you don't like it, leave. Well, hold on. But I actually think Black Lives Matter and I don't like it. Right. So make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense. My father was killed by a black man, and he walked the streets, a few years after. Why come we don't protest like that? Because it's ignorance. It's ignorance. They've been taught to think that way. If the white man do it, we got to do something about it. That's how they think. But if a black man does it, oh well. Yeah, he black, so we can excuse that. Yeah, we can do a little something about it. You'll hear a little bit about it, but it doesn't go on and on like that crap does. That's why I don't even respond to that. When I hear that, I'm like, oh, okay. Just, it's ignorance. It's ignorance.
It makes me lose interest in stories like this because...
Exactly.
Because we're only mad because of the racial aspect.
Well, I ain't even mad about that because
no, I know you're not. I'm talking about like Thomas, for instance. He's only mad talking about this story because those kids were black and the guy's white. If it had been all white or all black, we wouldn't be hearing about it.
Exactly. Thomas is. I'm sorry, but I know you try to work with him, but he's an idiot. He doesn't represent me in any way. So anything he says, I exit out because he's stupid. Oops, I said it. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Bye. Thomas texts in and says, blacks don't kill blacks because they're black, though. It doesn't matter. They killed them. You can't justify it just because it wasn't. I can't. That makes my head hurt. Says, I got another text on the Guns and Gear text line. Says he should be executed just for being stupid enough to post it. I agree. I mean, look, we need to clean up the gene pool some. And if you're dumb enough to post a video of you trying to run kids over, talking about there's 50 points and dumb N-words. All right, look, we got a caller on hold on the Mac Hike Flowwood phone line. Hey, caller, you on there?
Hey, Clay, how you doing this morning?
Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm doing fine, okay. Now, I don't totally agree with Lacey or Thomas because what she just did was just total nonsense. What she mean we don't have that same energy coming to black on black crime? What she mean seeing all the protests and the marches? Stop the violence and stuff we be trying to have downtown about that. She not been paying attention to that stuff on the news.
No.
You can stop that nonsense right there.
No. There's not nearly enough of that. A little protest in front of the police department, 20, 30 people show up. I want to see stuff burned down, mad as hell when stuff happens. I want the same energy.
Okay, when we do try to do something like that, get burned down, you call us rioters and looters.
No, I won't. I'll go march with. I'll go march with you.
Now, she talking about what else you say? We don't show the same energy. Cause black on black, we make okay. No, we don't. Cause sometimes when people find out, they retaliate about it. There's nothing she won't get. You can't retaliate when there's different stuff like that. White, black, or black or white. There ain't no retaliation. Just police and handle.
All right.
There's nothing she wants about it. That's what we need to stop as black people. Is stop the retaliation stuff and let the police handle it. She was wrong when she said what she said. That we're okay because there ain't no killing
And then it can't condone killing nobody for nothing, none for little amount of stuff.
It reminds me of...
I was saying, put the guns down, stop the violence. We were saying that stuff since the 80s and 90s.
It reminds me of mafia world killings in the 80s and 90s in New York, or everywhere they did it. We're all supposed to just ignore it because it's street justice.
That's what I'm saying. I don't condone neither of us. If one of your family members get killed,
Well, then you're in the minority.
3 grown men come out of the boat to come shoot this teenager over here in Jackson.
Then
That's wrong.
you're in the minority.
What business 3 grown men got to deal with teenagers to come over to Jackson shoot at a teenager? Everybody keeps talking about teenagers having a gun. If he did, how many more teenagers got shot? How many more got shot if he didn't shoot back at them and return fire? So that's what I'm saying. See, people need to look at the whole broad picture still about, well, we don't get mad when it's black on black. That's bull crap. We do get mad because those are kids. Those are people. Those are somebody's son, somebody's daughter, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. It don't make sense to kill nobody over nonsense. Period. I don't care what color or race. It don't make sense.
All right, Chris. Appreciate it. Got to take a break.
All right.
I'll respond on the other side of this break. You're listening to The Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. Breaking rules when necessary. Hey, look, man, if you're hungry, you're looking for somewhere to grab lunch or dinner, check out the Raymond Farmers Market, located right out there in Raymond, Mississippi, across the street from the Hines Community College football stadium and campus, right there on Hines Boulevard. Go by, grab a burger, a sandwich, a ribeye steak sandwich. And tomorrow night is barbecue night. Friday night is catfish night. And Saturday night is steak night with a 3-pound tomahawk ribeye. All right. To Chris's point that some folks do protest. Absolutely. I'm throwing the baby out with the bathwater. He's not wrong about that. Some people do. Correction made. But here's what, but the retaliation thing, here's my point to that. If you live in a neighborhood, and look, easy for me to say from my perch here, easy for me to say, if you live in one of these bad neighborhoods and you know you've got some misfits there ruining it for everybody, have you guys seen the most recent Halloween Michael Myers movie where where the town always gets together and they go get the bad guy and they kind of burn him at the stake there, like the Salem witch trials? That's what you need to do. Go gather up these hoodlums and beat the fire out of them in a circle. Just put them in the middle and do what y'all do. Let them know that you're not going to take that in your neighborhood. For some reason, I can't say that without automatically hearing Twisted Sisters. We're not going to take it. Anyway, start holding these fools accountable. Let them know you're not going to take it. You retaliate as a group. Let them know this is unacceptable. Hold their family members accountable. Hold them accountable. It's about accountability. It's why I hate this mayor in Jackson. There's no accountability. It's always point the finger and blame somebody else. Take some accountability for your community. If you're going to defend it, take some accountability for how bad it is. That's why people are fed up. There's no accountability. Kim Wade for mayor. Got my vote. All right, Jim Thorne up next. Thank y'all for listening to The Clay Edwards Show. I'll be back tomorrow with Anson Walker. See you on the other side.
Thanks for listening. Tune in tomorrow at 7 a.m. as The Clay Edwards Show discusses all that is going on in and around the city of Jackson.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Right here on 103.9 WYAB.